Hi Aries, welcome to your 29th to the 5th of February 2024. So if you want to join the new membership, it is in the description box below. It's going to go into tarot coaching, general energies. It's going to be amazing. So if you want to join the community, it is in the description box below. It's like €10 a month, $10, something like that. Like the video, comment. If you want to book a reading, there is brand new readings in store, ancestry, past life, all different stuff, tarot coaching, face to face, on deal, etc. Right, okay, so let's take a look and see what we can see. If you want to gift to support, in the comment section at the top, you can gift a gift to support the content. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we can see for Aries this week. Connect me to Aries energy. I'm a bit hoarse, I've done a lot of reading, so just be aware of that. What are we seeing for Aries this week? The Two of Wands. So this is a life-changing decision. The Two of Wands, whenever I see the Two of Wands as a tarot reader, I've always thought it was very powerful. So the Two of Wands is, we're living in a world, but we're thinking about potentially a new world. We could be thinking about eloping, relocating, changing our career, we might be in a marriage or in a relationship, but we're thinking about potentially a new relationship or a new person, okay? So for you this week, there's definitely something to do with a pivotal change, a big change, and it seems to be you who's making it, because the man in the world is a fire sign. Okay, what are we seeing, please, for Aries this week? Yeah. Definitely something to do with overseas, definitely something to do with relocation, definitely a big life change. I feel like you could be with someone, but there might be a deep affinity or a deep connection to somebody else. Two of Pentacles is an affinity, an invisible cord, it could be a twin flame. It's kind of something we can't ignore. So the other side of the coin is... there's so much going on, like the UK just stationed nukes at Russia. Why not? Just, what is happening with the UK? Does it not understand that it's a tiny little motherfucker and that Russia is a big country? Anyway, whatever. Although, to be fair, we do get a lot of mockery, but us Brits, we're not the fools that the world thinks we are. You know, I always get these British jokes as I travel. I'm like, we did like rule the world and you did model the world based off our empire, so maybe we're not the dickheads you think we are. But yeah, we as you travel, you take a lot of mockery from everybody, right? The other side of the coin is, on a serious note, I do think there's a lot going on in the world that we need to be aware of, and that where you're located could mean the difference between life or death. You know, every day we're seeing a new war, we're seeing a new threat, and so yeah, I do think a lot of people are kind of thinking about, do I want to be in this country? You got to pay attention to what is happening, because things are changing fast. In general, as an Aries, though, I think it's more to do with your energy is telling you something within you, an affinity, a signal, a sign is telling you about a change that you need to make. Okay? This is someone who, like, they're really connected to themselves, or they feel really connected to a place or an opportunity or a person, and so this person is thinking about taking this Empress. So for some of you, I'm going to be honest, this is more just about wanting a good life, wanting to live in the sun. Maybe this is a second home. This could be a second income. It doesn't always have to be dramatic. It doesn't always have to be... It could just be... you know, getting a backup plan, getting a holiday home, getting a second income, just building more abundance, building more opportunity, having more options available to you. It doesn't always have to be extreme. For the Aries woman, I feel like there is someone who, either this person is making a big change in their life, or this is an ultimatum that you're making to this person. Choose me or lose me. Okay, I'm not a second choice. So some of you, yeah, I think you're definitely in that where you're like, listen, especially if this person is married, definitely. Some of you might not be aware that someone does have a second family. They could be married, they could have a family elsewhere, especially if you're dealing with a foreigner. Okay, Tell me more. For the Aries man, there's definitely a woman who could be. The Empress is a woman who can offer a lot of love, a lot of Venus, a lot of. But are you willing to take the risk? Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is a camp, it's war, it's the need for strategy. The Seven of Swords can be a person who's disappearing. For the Aries woman, this is what you need to be aware of. Make sure the person you're investing in, or your love, or your money, or whatever, be careful. There's a need for caution here. The Empress woman can have a lot of money, she can have a lot of abundance, but she can give it to men who are using her more for her money and a status and a house rather than a love, okay? Yes. So this is a person, I feel like some of you Aries women need to be careful with a man who maybe you're talking to online. This can be someone who fleeces women, he uses emotion as a way to gain asset and valuables and money and stuff like that. And a lot of these men are coming up now. They're using like women's personal content, they're putting it on OnlyFans. They do a lot of, they know women are emotionally weak, so they do a lot of emotional manipulation to get what they want, okay? So I'm not saying you should walk around anti-men, but you should definitely be aware of men in general and be smart, okay? Okay, the Fool with the Nine of Swords. But I would say for Aries this week, for the Aries woman or the Aries man, this is wanting a new life. For me, the Nine of Swords, for the Aries man, this could be a threat of prison, because the Nine of Swords is this, the Nine of Swords can be a prison card. So it could be that your life feels like a prison. This is where you're living in a life and you just get up and walk out and don't go back. You just get up and pack a bag and you don't go back. You've got a family, you've got a wife, and you're just like, no. Pack a bag and you go. Because the wife you're living with, the house you're living in, the life you're living in, you just can't anymore. It's too torturous, it's too triggering. You see this a lot where people fall into marriages, they fall into being a mother or a father and they can't handle it, and down the road they just disappear. Or you'll see them do frenzy attacks or murder or that type of stuff because they've trapped themselves. The body is struggling, the mind is struggling, they can't live in that life. It was never what they wanted. They never wanted to be a mother, they never wanted to be a father. And so it becomes a prison, and it becomes so torturous that the only thing that the person can do is disappear. But I'm going to stick to, for some of you, this is an absolute amazing week of expansion, of you've got a house but you're moving towards a holiday home, you've got money but you're moving towards a hustle and next opportunity. For the Aries woman, you've got to be careful because this can attract a lot of predators, it can attract a lot of opportunists who basically they're more interested in your money and your assets than you. This can be men who've got out of jail, this can be con artists, it can be, just men who are just, they're good at playing women's emotions, they're good at making you think they care, but they couldn't give a fuck. And some of years I think there's a breaking point. So some of years it's kind of, you're in a life, you're in a marriage, you're in a job, but this is a breaking point. It's time to start creating a new world, listen to your energy, pay attention to the signs, because there's an opportunity to get to the life that you want. You should never settle. So, sometimes you do marry someone and you have the best intentions, but actually you can't suffer like that. And it is bad, I understand, to leave someone and to kind of break that, but sometimes you just have to. It's much worse to pretend to be a good person and to lie to yourself, to lie to that wife, to lie to that husband, to lie to those kids, than it is to just do what needs to be done. You can't live a lie. And sometimes that means a painful realization that the lie you've created must end, and you must end the life you're in and the marriage you're in and go to something new. Because people who don't do this, they don't liberate themselves. That's where you see frenzy attacks. That's where you see a man killing his family and then killing himself because he can't handle it. Right? Or a woman does the same. A lot of people go missing, but they don't really go missing. They just walk out of the life. They disappear. So you see so many people missing, but they're not actually missing. They've left the life. They've just disappeared. Like they couldn't do it. So they've disappeared. Okay? So I feel like the good stuff is that for a lot of years there is abundance, happiness, opportunity, expansion. This is a person who would have a lot more than they need. This is someone who's got a lot, and they're very happy, and they can go on holiday and they can buy what they want, and this can be buying property, investing in property. Some of you are really in like living your best life type of energy. A lot of you though, I think, to be happy, to be fulfilled, there's something that has to be faced. There's something that has to come to an end. And that could be a marriage or a certain life, okay? She that good, motherfuckers. She that good. The death card. Okay, so yeah, death is like, this can be someone who's having thoughts of death because the life they're in just feels like a prison, it feels like torture. And so when the mind feels pulled in and the body feels restricted, this is where the person will go into suicide thoughts, especially men, because the fool can be suicide because he's walking off a cliff. So this is the problem with people who try to live in lies. Eventually the mind can't tolerate it, the body can't tolerate it, and death is preferable to living. So yeah, and sometimes we fuck up as men. Some of you, I'm talking to the men, I think this is the Aries man. Sometimes we fuck up, but that's life. Sometimes you've got to be the bad guy to protect your family, to protect yourself. Living a lie it's never going to work. Not like short term it might, long term it's not going to work. You got to be honest with yourself. There's something in Aries reading, and I love your readings, but there's something in your reading where it's honesty is just the best policy at this point, and if it causes damage, if it causes pain, if it causes loss, okay, that's not the intention, but it's better than the alternative. For the Aries woman, you might feel like your partner is happy, you might feel like you've got everything you want, and there could be some realization, there could be some kind of wake-up call that you're not prepared for, and it could be coming from a Virgo man, a Scorpio man. This is things like with the Three of Cups, you find out someone's got a second family. This is where you find out your husband is cheating, but you thought you were happy. Now, I'm not saying this is a general reading, it's just general messages, but I'm saying it's that type of thing where you think you're going to be living a life with a person forever, and then something just comes in and just totally changes everything. The Four of Wands. I feel like there's the possibility for a true love connection for the Aries man, but are you willing to take it? So remember we talked about this Two of Wands to the Empress. I feel like you've attracted like a true energetic match. Like this person is nurturing and caring, and this person is like, it could be your true divine feminine. But the Fool to the Nine of Cups could be that you don't want to give up your player ways, you don't want to give up your independence. But again, in time you might regret this, because this could be a woman who you have kids with, it could be a woman who's just very nurturing and caring, and just it's lasting. So something is pivotal here for you, like, yeah, something is pivotal. For the Aries woman, you're dealing with possibly a Scorpio. But I feel like there's something that is life changing here. There's something that is going to change you or change your life in a big way. And it doesn't have to be bad. Remember what we've just talked about, right? This is about some of you by getting up and listening to your instinct and paying attention to the signs and taking opportunities this week. It could lead to massive abundance, massive opportunity, you know, travel, multiple homes, multiple sources of income. It doesn't have to be bad. Okay? So it's kind of a mixed bag. But I would definitely be careful, because there's something about this is the once in a lifetime opportunity. This is the Uber you didn't invest in, and then it becomes a multi-trillion, I'm exaggerating, but a multi-billion-dollar company. It's something that if you fuck it up, it kind of does ache you for a long time. If you lose this person, you could regret it for a long time. If the signs within you are saying leave this country and shit goes down, it's like, I knew I should have left the fucking country. It's that type of shit. It's a kind of life or death. And even if it's not life or death, it's something that profoundly changes you. It's something that profoundly affects your life in the long term. So it is time to really be connected. Aries women and men are very connected. And I think it is a time to tune in. If you are dangerous to yourself or other people now, it is a time to get away from people. Make sure you protect people by removing yourself. Like I said, about being the bad guy. So sometimes you are profoundly dangerous to the people around you and your family, and so you have to pack a bag and you have to go. And that's it. You have to protect the people around you. If you are breaking down, if you're going into a dark space and you stay around triggers, that's where you become dangerous. So maybe people won't understand why you did what you did, but in you, you did it to protect yourself and to protect the people around you. So that's a message to someone watching this. But yeah, it's an amazing reading. If you want your own reading, you can book it. If you're struggling, I'm doing face-to-face, I'm doing tarot coaching. It's deeply profound. If you don't have the budget for that, you can join the collective membership, and I'm going to be doing lots of amazing coaching and guidance within that. Like the video, comment, drop a little donation if you can. Enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon.